Namaste to all. My Acharya always used to explain a very fundamental law. This law is universally applicable to everyone. That is, unless knowledge is given by someone else, knowledge is never gained by the other person. So, for this, my Acharya explains that if you nurse a small newborn baby in a jungle, you give the food necessary to him or her, and then give the medical requirements also. So slowly he will grow, and then after 15 years, 20 years, 30 years in the jungle, he will never be able to speak. He will never be able to understand anything related to education because no knowledge was given to him. He was only given food to live and survive. So his knowledge will be so much limited only to that. Even today also we see many tribes. There are so many tribe groups in the world where we see that they don't have any basic education. So this is a proof that Almighty God, once He creates this universe, He has to give the knowledge for human beings to survive. Otherwise, we cannot even know what is sun, what is moon, what is earth, anything. We will not know. We will just be an animal that we will eat, we will reproduce, we will sleep, and then we will die. So knowledge is very, very important contribution or a very, very important part of this universe creation, and that knowledge is the Vedas knowledge. This is one of the law which my Acharya always explain. The other law my Acharya always explain is, if you want to destroy a nation, destroy its culture. And the same formula has been adopted by Greeks or by Britishers or by Mughals who invaded India. The reason why I am saying today is, our Indian culture was a Vedic culture, although Vedas are related to the whole world, but predominantly this Bhumi, our India, was land of Rishi Munis, and all the great Rishi Munis wrote so many texts for the welfare of the public, for the advancement of both science as well as spirituality, as well as the administration of the country. If we read Manusmriti and all, Manusmriti has in detail elaborated how a country should function, how the tax system should be there, how the minister or the king has to rule the country. All these secrets have been very clearly explained by Manu Bhagavan in Manusmriti. So this small audio is to just to tell you that how great our rishis were in comparison with the modern self-declared scientists who got name and fame but never gave credit to our Rishi Munis, never gave credit to the Vedic philosophers and Vedas. Probably I feel that Sir Isaac Newton knew Sanskrit, or probably he had a close friend who was expert in Sanskrit, because I am going to read you 3 sutras from Maharishi Kanad's Vaisheshik Darshan, and then I am going to explain to you Newton's 3 laws of motion. The 3 sutras are like this: Vegaha nimitta visheshat कर्मणो जायते, वेगः निमित्तापेक्षात् कर्मणो जायते, नियतदिक क्रिया प्रबंध हेतु. The third one is वेगः संयोग विशेष विरोधी. I will explain to you in short, and then I will also read the Newton's 3 laws of motion. You can understand that it is actually Newton has copy pasted from Vaisheshik Sutra, but he has never given credit to Vaisheshik Sutra or Maharishi Kanad. This is the first sutra. If you see, Vegaha nimitta visheshat karmano jayate. That is, a change of motion of an object is due to the impressed force acting upon it. That means in simple that when there is some object which is moving in space, unless there is an external force that is acting on that object will never stop. It will continuously move only. If you see Newton's first law of motion, Newton's first law says an object in motion will continue with constant speed and direction unless acted upon by an unbalanced force. This is the Newton's first law of motion. You can relate that it's a copy paste of Vaisheshik Sutra. The next sutra says, Vegaha nimitta pekshat karmano jayate niyatadik kriya prabandha hetu. That means Maharishi Kanad says a change of a motion of an object is proportional to the impressed force and is in the direction of the force. Here we have to understand that impressed force is also its own weight or own mass, that is called as inertia. If you read the Newton's second law of motion, it very clearly says that the acceleration of an object depends on the mass of the object and the amount of force applied on it. The third law is a very famous Newton's third law, but the sutra of Maharishi Kanad, Vaisheshik Sutra says, Vegah Sayoga Vishesha Virodhi. Action and reaction are equal and opposite. And you know the third law is which is famous. For every action there is an equal and opposite reaction in the opposite direction. So Sir Isaac Newton even got the name Sir because of his laws of motion and other inventions, but actually it is not his own theory at all. It is taken from the sutras, it is taken from the darshanas. And if you read darshanas, every darshana will start from the word Atha. And there is a great secret explained by my Acharya, Swami Ram Sarup Yogacharya, the meaning of Atha. So the implied meaning is, the Rishi says that this is not my knowledge, I am giving you this knowledge because I am expert in this subject, and I got this expertise after reading the Vedas from my Acharya, after doing Ashtanga Yoga Tapasya, and after realizing the Almighty God, I have become expert in this subject, and I am giving you the knowledge of yoga, or knowledge of dharma, or knowledge of logic, or knowledge of universe creation, or knowledge of Almighty God. Each and every Rishi speaks like this only. So Rishi gives the credit to Almighty God, but scientists do not give their credit to anyone. Even Sir Isaac Newton, probably if he had even explained to the world that this is not my sutra, this is taken from Vaisheshik Sutra, then also he would be famous only. He would have been famous only. I really do not know why he did not tell that. But it's very unfortunate that, we are not having this kind of education in school. I was listening to one of the video on YouTube, very, very good video on Vedas. That gentleman was telling that there are thousands of sutras in Vaisheshik Shastra, and 3 sutra this guy has put as 3 laws of motion. Please imagine that if we read the other sutras, how much science we can discover further. In fact, the definition of mind, the definition of time, the definition of space, everything has been very, very clearly and in-depth explained by Maharishi Kanad in Vaisheshik Darshana. So, we are advancing in science in one direction. It is good, but we are not giving credit to Almighty God. We are not giving credit to our Rishi Munis who wrote these kind of sutras. And this is showing our selfishness. And when we do anything as a selfish act, we will have problems to the whole of the world, whole of the society. This is what has happened with our Indian history. All our ancient texts have been stolen by Greeks, stolen by Europeans and I don't know about American, but Europeans, Germans or British or whoever it is, and then they again present it in their own format as an advertising or a marketing technique, saying that this is their discovery, this is their invention. So that is why Almighty God has always advised in everyday Agnihotra also, there is a mantra. Every mantra ends with Idan Namama. This is not mine. This is from Almighty God. We have to surrender to Almighty God. Otherwise we will end up in selfish acts only. Otherwise we will never be selfless. And none of the Rishi Munis were selfish. All were selfless. They gave their entire life to the society. They gave so many contributions to the society we are using today as well. Patanjali Yoga Sutra, for example, or Kapil Muni's Sankhya Shastra, for example, or every Acharya's text, everything is used to the entire world, and they never took any credit of that. I hope you have understood. Thank you so much. Namaste. Om.